usually we wouldn't know that you were entering the room because we'd be in the middle of the program, but right now we're just in the middle of hello, everybody on Facebook Live. It is so good to see you. Let's give Facebook the biggest greeting we've ever given them, because today, Facebook, you were this close to not being able to be here today for our magical day. Welcome to the Washington Rebels Carpe Diem Arts Daily Antidote of Song. We are so glad to have you and everyone in this room with us today. If you're new to us, please put your state or your country in the chat box so we know where you're coming from. We are here every day, as many of you know, at 12 noon EDT, singing in this space. Started in response to the crisis of the virus. So we were working on mental health issues and isolation and being able to still sing together. And during the time when George Floyd was murdered, we switched over to thinking a lot about racial injustice. And we are now singing social justice songs and other songs in different themes as we go on with this program past 150 days at this point. And we're delighted to have you. Upcoming, we have an archive challenge week with the Library of Congress. And we also have a voting week and another social justice week coming up. So please check our website to learn more about what we're doing here. There's a donate link in the chat box. If you're interested in keeping the program going, all of the money that comes in goes directly to the folks who lead us in song. You just need to choose Daily Antidote in the drop-down menu. My email's in the chat if you have any questions. You can get me anytime. We also have a daily email list where we send out the lyrics and the song leaders in advance, and that same email is how you get on the list. And I want to thank Wiley White and Nico Rossi DeMattis, who have pulled together an amazing tech support today out of the deep darkness. We are here on Labor Day. Happy Labor Day, everyone. About to start celebrating by singing with an amazing musician coming to us from Charlotte, North Carolina. And I have to say, Si and I've been in the box together for a little while today with the sound check and enjoying each other. And I learned some very cool things about Si. An amazing man who's worked hard on the concepts of social justice and labor and different issues. And he is also a musical theater guy who's actually worked in musical theater for, I think he said 40 years. And he has a host of other things that he does and has done in his life that are fabulous and amazing. And also pointed out to Nico that he met his life partner in, I think he said, junior year of high school in a Bethesda, DC area high school. And they are still together and have 3 kids. And that is such an amazing love story. So if it weren't Labor Day, we would call today Love Day. Si, we are so happy to have you singing with us. And we're super excited to hear about your song and sing it with you. You are up.
I am so happy, Joe, to be here with you to share Labor Day with so many good people. I mean, you're right that social justice is just in the center of my heart, of my life, and of my work. I am in my 55th year as a civil rights union and community organizer and musician, because I think that music is one of the ways we can convey messages that are otherwise sometimes difficult to get across to another person. People throw up barriers to ideas that are unfamiliar, that are strange, that are challenging, if we say them. But if we sing them, the doors open wider. And through emotion and poetic rhetoric, we can reach other people in a way that we just can't in other ways. So that's why I believe so strongly in what you all are doing. I think it's an extraordinary thing. And to have a daily antidote. And there's so many things that we need antidotes for, but to have something that is regular. A friend of mine, Jackie Kendall at the Midwest Academy, once said, whatever you do, call it the first annual. If it doesn't work, never mention it again. But if it works, you can work your way all the way up to the 154th daily, which is what the Daily Antidote has done. So do I just keep talking?
Well,
are you going to ask me a question?
I could start talking again, but I am all talked out on this particular day. So Si,
I don't blame you. Well, I think we should do a shout out to Joe for, just magnificently and heroically holding the fort. It's like the labor song, "Hold the Fort, for we are coming." Joe, I don't know how long that was, but that was an amazing tour de force. Thank you so much. So great to be here with all of you. I'm going to do a song with you that's called "Go to Work on Monday." And there's a little background to the song that I think is useful because it's not about the everyday experience of most people today, because I learned what I put into the song in the early 1970s when I was living in a cotton mill town called Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. 7 cotton mills, 3,500 rank and file workers. And one of the things that happens at work is that almost all work that we do endangers our health in some way, our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health. And so much of the struggle of working people in this country, in every country, has been for healthy workplaces. The particular problem that cotton mill workers faced was a disease technically known as bisonosis, but what everybody called brown lung, because the tissues of the lungs of mill workers literally turn brown. It's a disease kind of like emphysema. And what happens is not actually the cotton dust, it's the chemicals in the bract, B-R-A-C-T, which is the part of the cotton boll that actually holds the cotton up. And when you crush it in the process of ginning the cotton and getting it ready to be spun and woven, is that histamines are released into the air, and the mill workers breathe them in, and over time, they lose the ability to breathe. It's a fatal disease. And the Carolina Brown Lung Association, which was an organization of disabled and active mill workers, eventually cleaned up the mills. They got a government standard for the cotton dust that cleaned up the mills, and also got compensation for hundreds of workers disabled by the disease. And now the mills are gone. Back in 1974 at Roanoke Rapids, there were 1 million cotton mill, rayon mill, silk mill workers, mostly in the South. Today, there's just a handful. The mills have gone. The machinery is now in third world countries where workers have no rights, where they work behind barbed wire, where the military is used to enforce the rights of the owners. So this song is about brown lung. And one of the things that makes brown lung so different from other industrial diseases is that Monday is the worst day of the week. Coal miners get black lung, and for them, Monday's the best day of the week. Their lungs clear over the weekend, but by Friday, their lungs are filled with coal dust, and it's hardest to breathe. Because it's a histamine reactant like emphysema, Monday is the worst day. So talking to the mill workers that were my friends and co-workers in Roanoke Rapids and other mill towns across the South, they would say, on the weekend I would feel good, and then I would walk in that mill door on Monday morning. It would be like a truck ran into my chest. But as the week goes by, they feel better. But Monday is the test day, and the day will come for anybody with brown lung disease when they simply can't make it through the day at that point. They're disabled, and they have to quit work, often with no support for themselves and their families. So the song goes like this. The chorus says, I'm going to go to work on Monday one more time. It's a song of determination. It's a song of resistance. And while I wrote it for a friend of mine, a mill worker named Lewis Harold, who worked in the opening room, the card room, the dirtiest part of the mill, and I was his pallbearer when he died from brown lung. But I think for all of us, whatever work we do, it's a challenge to go to work on Monday. And we have to steel our nerve and our resolve to do that. So while 30 years ago I sang it for the cotton mill workers of the South, today I sing it with and for all of us. Everyone who has to go to a job on Monday, or who wishes they had a job to go to on Monday in this time of COVID, a condition that tragically affects millions and millions of people in this country, around the world. So let's practice the chorus, and I will sing it once, and then we'll sing the line together. I'll do it line by line. So it goes, I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. Now you sing it with me. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. Did that feel good? Did you get it? Okay, we're gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. Here's the next line. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time, one more time. Now all together. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time, one more time. And the last line is, I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. Here, together, are you ready? Is the choir ready? I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. So I'm gonna do the song, and then after each verse, we'll do the chorus together. I did my part in World War II, got wounded for the nation. Now my lungs are all shot down. There ain't no compensation. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time, one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. The last time I went near my job, I thought my lungs were broken. Chest bowed down like iron bands. I couldn't breathe for choking. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time, one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. Now the doctor says I smoke too much. He says that I'm not trying. He says he don't know what I've got, but we both know he's lying. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time, one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. Now the politicians in this state, they're nothing short of rotten. They buy us off with fancy words, and they sell us out to cotton. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time, one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. They tell me I can't work at all. There ain't no need of trying. But living like some used up thing is just as short of dying. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time, one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. They tell me that both lungs are gone. There ain't no way to shake it. But I can't live without a job. Somehow I've got to take it. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time, one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. Sitting on my front porch swing, I'm like someone forgotten. Head all filled with angry thoughts and lungs filled up with cotton. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time, one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. Hey, thank you all so much for singing with me. I want to tell you about one more thing that I'm doing these days. It's called Folk Vote. You know, music has great power, and musicians have at least a certain amount of credibility with our friends, with our fans, with our listening audiences. So back 3 or 4 months ago, my friend Art Menius from Hillsborough, North Carolina, in the eastern part of the state, I'm in the western part of the state, we launched something we call Folk Vote. It is a nonpartisan, nonprofit effort to use music and musicians to convince people to register to vote and to vote this November. And the way it works is we ask musicians to write songs about voting, or to take songs that maybe they wrote for an election years ago, send them to us so we can put them on the website. And the website is Folk Vote. Just Google Folk Vote, and it'll take you to the website. I want to encourage every one of you to write songs about the need to vote, to learn. If you're not a songwriter, go to our website. Learn some of the wonderful songs that are up there by people like John McCutcheon, who wrote an extraordinary song called Vote Damn It. It starts John Lewis, the great member of Congress, the civil rights leader that we just lost. He says, John Lewis walked across that bridge, so vote damn it, like a soldier charging up a ridge, so vote damn it. We've got songs from people like Charlie King, like Cyril Lynch Thomason and Sam Gleaves. But the most important thing is, if you're a musician, or even if you're not, if you've got a website, if you've got a newsletter, if you've got social media presence, just spread the word. Everybody you meet, tell them democracy is at stake. The future of this country and of other countries is at stake in November. This is no time to sit out an election. This is a time to register and to vote. Wonderful to be here with you on the Daily Antidote. I hope that the antidote worked for the many of us who are having a hard time. Take care, stay safe, be well, and happy
Thank
Labor
you.
Day.
Oh, Si, thank you so much. That was absolutely amazing. I can't think of a better way to have spent a portion of Labor Day than to hear you talk about labor issues and to hear that song and to think about the fact of working conditions, especially now in a time where unemployment is obviously a major issue right now in our nation. But the notion of working conditions are also equally as key, as we're seeing people being asked to go back to work during COVID times, or in some cases, people being asked to work all the way through it and potentially without the right equipment and without the right gear or without the right distancing or protections or sick leave or all these other things. So thank you for bringing us a completely perfect song for the day as we think about issues of labor and also everything that you've just been talking about the vote. We are in fact hoping that you and many of the names on your Folk Vote website will be the ones joining us in our Singing About Voting week. And we have at various times put in our e-news, or what's it called, our newsletter, our email, our daily email. We've on different days put things in about what you can do to help with voting from home. And during and before our voting week, we're going to be pushing that out there even more. It has been a really interesting thing to see in a lot of different types of music, country music being one of them. There's been a sort of non-political, no one talks about politics. There's folks from all over who are fans, and it's been really, really refreshing in this time of full-on crisis in our nation to see how many musicians are getting out there and saying, okay, this is actually something I need to talk about. And it's really, I think, for people who are learning or who are deciding right now, the notion of being able to hear from many different places of their life what people think, I think might be helpful in helping open people's eyes and bring people to a better place for voting or for voting at all. So, Si, thank you. That was absolutely amazing. I do want to thank the sort of smart ass people in the chat box who put in things like it's a capitalist conspiracy on Labor Day. That's why the tech isn't working. And to somebody who put, I think it was Arlene who put something like it's completely ironic that on Labor Day things aren't working. Thank you very much. I really love it. You guys are awesome. I want to thank everybody in this room for being patient through the extra 18 minutes of listening to me. And I want to say goodbye to everybody on Facebook. A quick note, If you are not on Si's newsletter, he has an awesome once a month newsletter that is a must be on, because it's just informative and exciting, and lots to learn by it. So please join his newsletter. Links to joining are also on his website, which is in the chat box. Facebook, we will update the chat on Facebook after this. So if the links aren't there now, you'll find them there later. And please come back, and please come back to the daily day after day after day and join us. And I'm going to say goodbye now to everybody on Facebook. Thank you so much.